Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. Today on the podcast, we have the pleasure of being joined by John Hobbs, who is the founder of IP Solutions, which is a boutique intellectual property law firm based in Atlanta. He actually earned a PhD in neuroscience and physics from Indiana University, and he is a registered patent practitioner with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. He's also written AI implementation software patents for Fortune 500 companies, including, I think, like Verizon, Yahoo, Capital One, and a bunch of others. So super excited to have you on the show today, John. Welcome to AI Chat.
Thanks, Jaeden. Big fan of the podcast. I've been listening to all your stuff, and it's great. Just keep them coming.
Love to hear it. Okay, so you are obviously an expert in a field that I am super, super fascinated in. What I'd love to kind of kick this off with is last month, as I'm sure you are well aware, the USPTO released new guidance on what is patentable when using AI to kind of help you create an invention. So I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit to that and what you're seeing going on based off of that.
So what we have is AI evolves in its ability to accomplish new tasks. What happens when an AI invents a new piece of software, for example? Is that patent eligible? Can you get a patent on that? Now, just to clarify for some of our listeners that maybe don't know, a patent gives you the right to sell, use, and manufacture the patented invention for 20 years. And those rights are enforced by the federal government. So the patent is really a very powerful instrument. According to 35 USC 101, which is one of the federal laws that outlines patent law, it's a person must be named as an inventor in the patent application. So it would seem that the answer to the question is very clear. It's no, that software invented by AI is not patent eligible. However, it is possible to patent a piece of software that AI assisted in inventing, where a person contributed to invention. So, as you mentioned, the USPTO just released this new guidance. I think it was February 13th. And the three key takeaways here from the USPTO are, number one, the inventor in some significant manner to the conception or reduction to practice of the invention. Number two, the inventor must make a contribution to the claimed invention that is not insignificant in quality when that contribution is measured against the mention of the full invention. And number three, the inventor must do more than merely explain to the real inventors some well-known concept or the current state of the art. So does that make sense?
Yeah, give me like an example of this in practice.
Sure. So, I guess a good example of this in practice would be, say you were asked a piece of software to make, or you asked an AI to make a piece of software that, produced some image.
Okay.
If the AI did this, the AI created that code, and you tried to run the code, and there were some serious problems in the code. The code didn't work. It produced kind of wacky results. Say, it produced everything in purple colors or something. Well, maybe a significant contribution on the inventor's part would be he or her would have to go in and fix that code, make some serious contribution to those repairs. Be patent eligible, for example.
Okay. But if the AI was able to completely, spit out the software perfectly, then it would not be patent eligible.
Yeah, you can't just it's not plug and play. There's no patent eligible subject matter there.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a really fascinating concept, especially as you kind of start to think how that bleeds into everything that people are working on. It's like if the AI generates everything on its own, then it's, not patent eligible. But if you're getting some sort of output and you're kind of working with it and perfecting it.
Right.
My question is, and just out of curiosity, like right now I feel like we're seeing this play out like essentially, a Midjourney image isn't perfect, so you might want to go tweak it a little bit, right? It generates 7 fingers. You want to go in Photoshop and like remove one, or maybe, I know my coders for AI box, we use ChatGPT for a lot of what we're working on, but at the same time, it's like it'll generate a chunk of code, then you got to go fix it and debug it and actually make it work. So there's this whole element to it. But my question is, when this AI gets better, which inevitably it will, right? Soon these things will generate perfect. Are we moving towards a place where you have to use like a worse version of AI just to to tweak it a little bit and make it patent eligible, or could you have it generate something perfect and then still change it significantly and try to patent it?
I think that's more along the lines of kind of what we're seeing, and in the examples. So the USPTO gave like explicit examples.
Mm-hmm.
One of the examples they give in the guidance was someone, inventor X used an AI to invent a new transaxle for an RC, a radio controlled car. Well, the transaxle is a transmission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the AI can spit out that whole transmission. It can do that, right? That's not patent eligible. But the USPTO outlined further explanations of how you could get a patent on that transmission, or what parts of that transmission you could get a patent. And basically it came down the assembly and disassembly of the transmission. The engineers that asked to create a new transaxle, they came up with an idea for a disassembly that would take place by the removal of a certain step. Says that that's enough of a contribution. That's a significant enough contribution for that transaxle to be patentable. Okay. So I think you're going to have, like, if say you design transmissions, you're going to know everything about transmissions already. The AI is going to aid you in.
John, you cut out there for a second. I will just make a note of that. I cannot hear you. Yeah, I'm not able to hear you. I'm not sure if there's a microphone issue or maybe you want to hop off the call and then rejoin it. I'll just make a note of the timestamp and have my editor just clip the middle bit out. Oh, are you not able to hear me? I think your Bluetooth died. Let me write that here. No, you're able to hear yourself? We can both just